Parkersburg Amateur Radio Club hosted its ham radio open house to showcase the latest in amateur radio in the Mid-Ohio Valley. Our Peyton Brooker has more with the club members at the Grand Central Mall.
The Parkersburg Amateur Radio Club met at the Grand Central Mall to have their ham radio open house. The president of the Parkersburg Amateur Radio Club, Larry Dale, says the open house is meant to showcase the old and new innovations of the hobby. Dale explains getting into the hobby is very easy.
Right there, costs about $50. So you can get into the hobby cheap nowadays. And with this radio right here, you can actually talk to satellites as they make their paths around the Earth. You can talk to the International Space Station. In addition to those things that I've already mentioned, there's radio teletyped. There's just, it just goes on and on and on and on.
Member Ron Kuhn adds that getting into the ham radio hobby can also be important during emergency situations.
In my case, I was living in North Dakota at the time. And so if anyone had particular information about loved ones they wanted to know about in Mexico City, I could transmit that information to Mexico City, and they could transmit it back and get information, hey, my son-in-law or son is fine there, that type. Also coordinating American Red Cross and other types of disaster relief.
Dave Haynes says the hobby helps him out with problems in his community.
Indirectly, one radio call I made to help a resident in Lowell get a hold of help for their family. So I was indirectly involved there.
Member John Dobson and Dale explained that the hobby is great to get into as it continues to evolve.
Primarily, to me, it's still a service for humanity. And it's just a great hobby to meet people, and there's so many facets in the hobby that you couldn't possibly do them all in a lifetime.
One big feature here today is we are trying to show how much ham radio has evolved with technology. A lot of people will say things like, well, why should I have a ham radio when I've got a cell phone? Well, if you've got a cell phone, you can do anything on ham radio and vice versa.
This is Peyton Brooker in Parkersburg, WTAP News. This is home.